Welcome back to Season 2 of Loving Life Creatively with Lizzie Menz. I am your host, Lizzie, and I am so honored you are here. We are beyond thrilled to kick off a brand new season filled with fresh energy, a bold new look, and an uplifting music vibe, lovingly composed by none other than my amazing dad, Bruce Olson. His melodies set the tone for a season that's all about transformation, joy, and the power of creative expression. This show was born from a dream to celebrate the vibrant souls in our community who dare to create, to heal, and to inspire. Every episode is a window into the heart of someone who's chosen to live life creatively, whether through art, music, healing, entrepreneurship, or simply the way they show up in the world. Today, we are diving into a truly fascinating and healing realm of bioenergetic kinesiology. This powerful modality blends the wisdom of Eastern energy systems with the precision of Western science, helping us tap into the body's natural intelligence to restore balance, release emotional blocks, and reignite our creative flow. So grab your favorite mug, settle in, and get ready to be uplifted, inspired, and reminded that creativity isn't just a skill, it is truly a way of life. Let's celebrate it together. Today, we welcome amazing energy extraordinaire, Kelly Richardson. She owns the Richardson Center, located in Milton, Wisconsin, and has made an amazing impact within the bioenergetic kinesiology world, traveling to all parts of our country to present and teach. As all of you know, energy work is very curious to me and intriguing to no end. So with that, I am super excited to welcome Kelly to our show. Welcome, Kelly. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm so excited to hear all about all of this. You know, as I know you also know, it intrigues me. It so much intrigues me. So excited.
Well, thanks for having me here.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, you know, because I am a big, scuba diver, like you always, you already know, I'll just say, let's dive right in.
Sounds good.
And I can tell I'm really excited, so I'm going to just calm down for a moment. So, please share, what's your background and how did you get started in the kinesiology world?
It was a complete accident, quite honestly. I had my own tutoring company. I was a teacher for years, and then I opened my own tutoring company, and I was working with kids that had lots of learning issues. So I had studied this brain integration modality through Diane Kraft, and with her work it helped about 20 to 30% of my students that I was tutoring. I'm like, that's not good enough. I must be doing something wrong, so I must go and learn more. And I went online and found brain integration. It was taking place in Boston, Massachusetts. I had to go out there for a wedding anyway. Told my dad about it, and he's like, yes, you must go, because he's very intuitive. He knows what I should do. Not just bossy, but he really has a knack to know these things. And so I'm like, well, I don't even know if I want to do this. He's like, how much is it? I'll pay for it. And he did. So I started the journey on my journey with bioenergetic kinesiology. I went to the first class and I realized it was nothing like what I had learned with Diane Kraft. The things that I had learned were more like crossing the meridian or crossing the midline of the body and working with exercises to activate the brain. With this new stuff, it was actually called brain integration technique. And they're talking about energy work and, how allergies are associated with emotions that we have. And I'm like, this is weird. I was the biggest skeptic with it. First thing that they taught us was muscle testing. The second thing they taught us was how to clear allergies from the body. So I go home, my husband and daughter pick me up from Milwaukee, and I was just kind of making fun of it, saying, yeah, they're saying that emotions are attached to all the allergies that people have. And my daughter from the back seat pipes up, is that why I have all these allergies? Is because I'm allergic to trees and you guys I had ran outside and got a huge sliver in my foot, and you guys had to hold me down and yank it out? And I'm like, probably not. That's how much I believed in this. So I go home and of course I try to be the domestic goddess I'm not. and I made some apple pie. And my daughter used to love apple pies, but apples was one of her new allergies that she had developed over time. And she goes, Mom, do that stuff on me. See if it works. I want to eat apple pie tonight. I'm like, it ain't going to work. It's just not going to work. And so I did the protocol on her on my bed because I don't have any specialty equipment. I'm a student in the field. And she got up and I had the Benadryl, I had her inhaler, I had the car keys and the insurance card because we would have to take her to the ER probably once a month for her food allergies.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot. So we let her eat one bite of apple pie. She was fine. She ate 2 slices of apple pie. She's fine. She ate 3 slices of apple pie that night with no allergic reaction whatsoever. I'm like, all right, I need to learn this stuff because this is crazy.
Wow.
So the next class I went out to Boston for was for the brain integration. That's the heavy duty protocols in the brain where you learn all about the brain, ins and outs of it. And I came home and of course you have to do like studies on people and practice on people. So of course you enlist your entire family to help you with this. And my youngest son, Josiah, he had autism. I did it on him. He was on the special ed basketball team, all those sorts of things. He could speak. He was fine that way, but he definitely had autistic characteristics. So I worked on him, and it takes many, many hours because you're slow, you're just learning the things. And I did it on him, and slowly he started running during basketball practice. And then he started speaking more, and we changed his diet, and all his muscles started turning back on. His legs used to be like hard as tree trunks, and we'd have to rub his legs, and that was really difficult for him. And those started to relax. And I'm like, all right, what is going on here? And now Josiah's a world record power lifter. So he has fully recovered, and the things that used to be regimented for him, he used for his benefit, like eating right, like working out every day, those types of things. And he lives a fully functional adult life and has his own apartment and all the 9 yards that you want for your kids. So this stuff is phenomenal that you can do with it. I've also developed, so that's kind of where I started in it. And then I'm like, we need this in southern Wisconsin. Nobody is doing this. Nobody in the state of Wisconsin did it. So I decided to open up the Richardson Center and start on my embarkment as an entrepreneur.
Which is, yeah, that's phenomenal. That's quite 2 extraordinary stories.
Yeah.
Completely extraordinary stories.
Well, I needed to be convinced because
Yes.
I was the biggest skeptic out there. I did not believe in energy work. Sorry. I know that you like it. I did not believe in it. I was all sciencey. You know, I have my master's degree to be a principal. You know, I didn't do the woo-woo stuff.
Right, school teacher. I mean, yeah, because that
yeah.
was what you did before. Yeah, that interesting. So interesting. So what inspires you most? I mean, I realize obviously helping your kids, I'm sure, was an inspiration, but what inspires you most on this?
Well, what I love doing now is teaching others, and having them learn how to do this is really inspiring because then they take it and they're able to help heal other people. It goes, you can only help so many people, but if you teach others how to do it, they can help out a lot more people. If you teach 10 people, they're going to go out and help 100 people where you couldn't do that yourself. So that really encourages me to keep going with this.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, and I know earlier, you know, I was all wound up. I can feel the energy between us, you know, just the regular energy, because that, you know, of course that's, you know, it's just, it's really strong, you know, and I think that we, obviously our whole entire world is made up of energy. So to have this as an amazing healing modality is just incredible. It's
well,
incredible.
We're energetic beings, right?
Right. Yes.
We have an electrical current that runs through our body. We actually have things called meridians that are electrical highways that run through our bodies, and it dictates our heartbeat. You know, that's how our heart works. It also is our thought life, how our thoughts go throughout our body. Having our hand move it comes from our brain, and that moves through the electrical currents in our body.
Yeah, so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about a certain project or something that you're just super particularly proud of?
Oh gosh. Well, right now I'm the president of the Touch for Health Kinesiology Association in the United States. And
congratulations.
It's been quite an undertaking. But what we've been working on is restructuring everything to reach out to the world, not just the United States. It was very much self-contained before, and I've been going overseas now to other conferences and inviting people from other countries to come speak at our events and to be more integrated into what we're doing here in the U.S. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm really proud that they are starting to come. Everybody that I invited last year, I went to Tenerife, Spain, and I spoke at a conference there last year, and everybody that I invited except for 2 were able to make our conference this year in April. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. So what challenges have you faced in this journey?
I think the biggest is, energy work is considered woo-woo. They don't look at the science behind it. So I've had to do a lot in the education of my clients and explaining what it does and what it is. And it's not just a bunch of woo-woo. But usually when they come to me, I'm their last-ditch effort. They've tried everything else, and it just hasn't worked, especially with concussions. It seems like they're very good at diagnosing concussions, but they don't offer many solutions for concussion. So I wrote a protocol for concussion work, and I can get athletes back out on the field quicker than anybody else that I know. And I've helped pretty much everyone except for like 4 clients. They said that I didn't help that much, but everyone else says that it's an amazing thing. So I'm pretty proud of that work.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, and it's got to be difficult to sit in front of someone who is a non-believer or it's woo-woo and also be able to discern what is making them think that way and then give them, an experience or something that changes their mind, right? And sometimes it's just like you were in the beginning. So what a perfect person to do this, right? Because in the beginning you're like, this is nothing, this is crazy.
Exactly. And a lot of them are dads that will come in. The moms brought the kids in at the beginning, but then the dad has to bring them in because mom can't bring them in one time. And they're sitting over there like this, right? And so what I do is I'm like, all right, do you have an ache and pain on you? Your shoulder's hurting. All right, let's fix your shoulder. And I go over and I fix their shoulder, and they're like, it doesn't hurt anymore. I'm like, of course it doesn't hurt anymore. That's what you're coming here for. You're having me work on you or your child so that you feel better or so that they can do the work that they're called to do. That's why we do this, so that you can reach your maximum potential in life. And then they're usually believers after that.
I suppose, yes. Yep. And then they're probably the biggest, the cheerleaders and the marketers out in the world. Go see Kelly. Go see Kelly.
They are. Yes, they are. And it's really cool to watch them switch. And I totally get it because I was one of them. I was one that was not a believer. And you really had to convince me. And I dug into all the research, and I've done the sciencey side of it, so I get it. And then they come in, and if they don't want me to work on them, I'm like, well, do you want me to work on your kid or not? Because I got a list of others that want your time spot right here. So let me know. And I just call their bluff because, I have other people that want to see me.
Yeah,
If you don't want this time sectioned off for your child, I will gladly fill it with someone else's. And then that usually makes them be quiet and sit down and let me do my job, and then they see the results.
Sure.
Let me prove it to you. I'm not just going to fill your head with a big sales pitch. Just let me prove it to you. That's all I ask.
Yeah, the proof. Yeah.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. I'm so thankful and grateful that you are strong, and your tenacity to just say that. Just say, okay, look, I was like you. I did this. I felt this way. So just sit there. Please just let me do my thing.
Yeah, let me do this. And if you don't like it afterwards, then tell me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So who was your number one influencer or mentor?
Oh, goodness. I've had quite a few. Obviously, the influencers were my grandmothers, both of them. My one on my mom's side, my grandma Esther, she graduated high school at age 16 and started her life. She ran her own. She ran a cemetery, actually.
She,
She did run a cemetery and lived a very independent life. And then my grandma Frank, she ran Frank Brothers construction company here in Janesville, Wisconsin, Milton, Wisconsin. And so I always was over at her office, and she oversaw two other people in her office. And yeah, she wasn't the domestic goddess, but she did teach me how to make SpaghettiOs, and she taught me how to make egg salad sandwiches in the home.
in the home. Yes.
In the office, she taught me how to run a business. And that was very valuable, especially now. I see that you can still be a mother and feminine, but yet be a very strong businesswoman. So those two are probably the two that I would say influenced me and molded me into the businesswoman that I am today. As far as a mentor, I would say Mindy Oakes. She owns Homestead here in Janesville, Wisconsin, and I go to her with all the, businessy type of questions, and she gives me the resources that she knows of that I can go to and get all the answers that I need. So just going to other business women that are successful in your area is so important if you know where to look. So yeah,
Yes.
I would say she has played a big part in keeping me on track because she'll tell me the way it is.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, creating that tribe of people that,
Yes.
that are
Yes.
going to lift you up.
Very
and,
much so.
Yes, yeah, and encourage you, and also maybe hold you accountable too, and say, okay,
Oh, and
you
she
have to do
will.
this. Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, wonderful. That's wonderful. So, what advice would you give to other inspiring, like me, energy healers, or anybody that wants to get into this kind of world?
Well, with energy work, I've seen a lot of people, they go to all these trainings and they're really good at doing the work. But what they're terrible at is they don't spend any time learning business. They don't know the business side. Learn the QuickBooks. Learn how to advertise. Learn how to get the word out, because I see them set up their offices and they make it look all pretty, and then no one comes. And they don't know how to get the people to come in. So it's very important to educate yourself on the business side of things, how to set up an LLC, how to keep books. Oh, I need to set up my own bank account? Wow, I don't know these things. Learn these things. It'll save you so much stress later on. And I think that is an area that most energy workers neglect. And that ultimately leads to their failure in business because they neglected that.
Yeah, that's very important to single out. Really, it really is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and I know, for me too, even with my business, because I had that background in banking and I had helped others create an LLC, I had that. But you're right, to take the time to market yourself and create those connections and find others that will go out and talk about you and talk about what you bring to the table and create, that huge camaraderie with this type of healing. The healing tribe, I guess, really, because there's so many different people that sort of do energy work, but in a different way. Mm-hmm. And to find those people that one of these modalities really resonates with them, right. You won't do that unless if you make these connections and create this, a bigger community.
True.
Yeah.
You do need to surround yourself with a tribe. But I've found in this field also that you can surround yourself with too many people, that you're giving away too much of yourself for free. And it kind of waters down your power. Rather than, keeping your circle a little bit smaller, you can have acquaintances, but who do you go to when things get tough? Who can you really, truly rely on? Because you don't have all the energy in the world. Well, you do. But most of the rest of us don't have all the energy in the world that we need to be able to invest in all the people that we want to invest in. So being very specific in who you target to be in your inner circle is very important as well, I think.
And it is so important, and that is something that I am continually learning myself. Thank you.
You have more energy than the rest of us, but for the normal Gals, this is what I would recommend.
I think sometimes I just want to be normal.
Don't ever be
Don't
normal.
ever be normal.
Don't ever
I don't
be
think any of
normal.
us are ever going to be normal, really. I don't think so.
We're very colorful people.
Yes, we are. We are, and all in our own, are in our own colors. I love that. We're all colorful people. I love that.
Yep.
I absolutely love that. And thank you for telling me that too, because I think that I'm always so excited to hear what someone else has going on. I'm always so excited, what can I learn next? And sometimes I do have to take that step back and say, okay, Lizzie, really focus on this part of it and then move on to the next. Don't be all over the place, because then you're right, my energy is all over the place. So to have you, and you've been a huge mentor for me ever since I met you. I knew I remember us sitting there having breakfast in Milton. I was thinking, I need to know more about all of this, and I need to understand you, and just being around you, like I said earlier, I feel your energy, and it's amazing, and what you bring to the table is amazing, so I'm so grateful to know you and excited to learn more, really.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. You're very, very, very welcome. So yes, so huge gratitude. Thank you so much for sharing this. And I know, talking about this kinesiology, this type, there's so much into it. So I really encourage any of you to go and meet with Kelly and just talk with her so that you can learn more about it. Because in this short little session, we can't dig in to what it all means, but it is truly, it's truly very important in all of our lives.
And I offer free consultations for all your aches and pains, your concussions, your PTSD or anxiety or learning issues. That's kind of my specialty area. I also do fibromyalgia. That is another one that I do.
Yeah, and that's so important. So many people have that.
Yep.
I think I know more people now that have or talk about fibromyalgia than anybody. My mother and my sister both included too,
And if I can't help you, someone in the office can, because we have chiropractors, acupuncturists, massage therapists, myofascial release. We have Reiki. We have a nurse practitioner. We have everyone under one roof, and we share clients, and our goal is to make them better.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yes. So, our bodies are more than bones and muscles. They're vibrant energy fields, constantly communicating, shifting, and responding to our thoughts, emotions, and environment. Kind of just like what Kelly was talking about. So I just want you all to hang tight. We're going to talk a little bit about kinesiology, energetic kinesiology, but then we're going to invite Kelly back, and she's going to teach us a thing or two. So please hang tight and grab, just stick with us. Bioenergetic kinesiology listens to that language. It helps us uncover what's out of sync and gently guides us back to harmony. Whether you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or simply disconnected from your spark, this practice offers a beautiful reminder. Your body knows how to heal. Through subtle muscle testing and energetic mapping, we can access deep truths, clear old patterns, and awaken the creative life force within. And here's the magic. When your energy flows freely, so does your creativity. You feel lighter, more inspired, more you. Movement becomes intuitive, ideas bloom, and healing really begins. So, all right, let's bring Kelly back on and let's learn a thing or two. Kelly, please take it away.
What I'm going to teach you today is how to work with flexibility. This is what I use with my high-end athletes when I go travel to see them or when they're in a competition. Think of like gymnasts where they need the flexibility just to get the edge on their competition. But we can also use this in our everyday life as well, because we all need a little bit more flexibility in our bodies. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work with the auriculars in our ears. But first of all, I want us to stand up. Can we stand up?
Yes,
all right.
Stand up.
Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to increase our flexibility. There's many different ways that you can do this, but because we're on camera and because this is a very contained space, I want you to just go down and see how far you can touch your toes. Like some people can come here.
Everybody out there, join us. Join us.
Yep.
Do the same
Stand
thing.
up.
Please join. Yes, please join us. Okay.
Stand up, and then I want you to try to touch your toes, how far you go down. Some people can come to only here. Some people can go all the way down, but note where you end up.
Okay.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to unroll our ears. So what we're going to
Unroll
do,
'em? Okay.
yep, you're going to take it and you're going to unroll your ears like this.
Okay.
You can see. And you're going to go from the top all the way to the bottom.
So just work on that little cartilage thingy, that
Yep,
the
yep,
overlap.
unroll that flap.
Yeah.
Yep, and you're just going to do that a couple times all the way down. I know it seems silly and weird. Trust me, I get that.
I bet. Yeah.
And then when you feel like your ear is nice and red and the blood is flowing through the ears, then I want you to go down and see how much further you can touch your toes.
Oh my gosh. Seriously?
Yeah. It's super easy, right?
That's crazy.
You can do different things like this and it has a pretty instant reaction, right? So that's one thing. Lizzie was also talking about how she's got so much energy and she's just bursting at the seams. So if you do need to calm yourself down, we have some points on our body that we can use. And it's really easy. So if you got a kid in the back seat and they're screaming their head off, you can just touch the top of their head. This is governing vessel 20.
Okay.
It's right here on your head.
Right on the top. Okay.
So just
All right.
put your hands there. Take a few deep breaths and it'll calm down. A thing that you can do with kids that are a little unruly and squirrely, have them stand on their heads.
Oh.
It refocuses them, especially with kids that have like opposition defiance disorder. Challenge them to stand on their heads. It changes how they're thinking and their thought processes, and it will calm them down. Another one that we do is, just give me a minute, right? I'm so stressed out. This is Triple Energizer 23. You just follow your eyebrows out to the edge. Make sure that you have 2 fingers because we have positive, negative, and then we have a neutral. We need a positive and a negative on both sides because it's electrical, right?
Right.
And you would just hold this. And you do it until you feel a sigh. So that's just another one. Or let's say you're having problems sleeping at night, right? You can't sleep, you're tossing and turning, especially us older women, right? So if you take your belly button and you go out to either side and go up a little, and you're laying in bed, you just put your hands there and it'll calm everything down so that you can sleep easier. Doesn't always work if you're going through menopause, but if you're not, that's one way that you can try to calm your body. This and this. So those are just some different places on the body that we can utilize. We also, when we are thinking, what do? We go, right? We go, This is activating our limbic system. Activates our memory, our emotional centers, and it brings it all in together to merge them together. So when we're thinking, we always activate our limbic system. There's 2 points, one right below the lips and one under your chin, and you have to hold them together. And that's the limbic system. So there you go. You learned something new today.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
So now how are you feeling?
I actually am calmer. I do literally, seriously, I feel,
Yep.
I definitely feel calmer doing that. As soon as I put my hand on the top of my head, I felt calmer.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea.
Wow.
And now you can use that with kids or anyone that is feeling a little bit more squirrely than what they should at that particular moment.
Yes. Awesome. Kelly, thank you. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
for sharing. And you're right, it is so simple.
It is.
And it is our whole system, really.
Well, and it's kind of like, we have something that happens to us, like some trauma that happens, and it hits us. What happens is it's like the circuit breaker gets tripped in our house. And I go in and I just start flipping the circuit breakers and seeing which one got tripped. That's the protocol that I follow, but I use it for the brain. And we just flip everything back on so that you can function properly.
Wow, that's wonderful.
I'm the body electrician.
You are the body electrician.
You're right.
You are. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you.
welcome.
Yes, I learned a lot, so thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
wonderful. And that brings us to the close of another powerful episode of Loving Life Creatively with Lizzie Menz. Today we explored the incredible world of bioenergetic kinesiology, a gentle yet profound reminder that our bodies are wise, our energy is sacred, and healing begins when we listen. Through movement, breath, and energetic awareness, we reconnect with our inner truth and unlock the creative flow that's been waiting to rise. And if something stirred in you, a curiosity, a question, or a desire to go deeper into your own healing journey, I encourage you to reach out to Kelly. She's a gifted guide in the world of bioenergetic kinesiology, and her work is all about helping you realign, release, and rediscover your inner light. From all of us at JATV Media Services and Loving Life Creatively, thank you for joining us. You are a part of this vibrant, visionary community, and we are so grateful for your light. Wishing you a super creative, joy-filled, love your life kind of a day. Keep shining, keep moving, and keep loving your life creatively. You certainly deserve it. Until next time.